The dongle I'm using today is an Argen Scambox dongle. Luckily, it is not limited to Argen Scambox customers. It is anybody, which is very exciting.
Well, what I'm excited about, what this demonstrates is with just the scan box, without the 3Shape design software, you can scan and send cases to Automate for 30-minute design at scale and then send those over to Argen. So Logan, sorry, I don't know if I'm stealing any of your thunder here, but if you can't tell, I'm excited too.
Not at all, not at all. Rob, would you mind giving me the ability to share my screen?
Oh, that'd probably be helpful. I will make you a co-host. That way it should give you all the permissions necessary.
There we go. We're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just share my full screen here. What I've done, just to kind of prepare for this conversation with everybody, is I've already logged into Automate, and you actually don't need to log into Automate every single time or every single day. I've chosen to log into Automate just because I wanted everybody to kind of see what my design settings are. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come over to my dental system over here, and I'm going to select two of the cases that I've created, this one and this one. These are two different cases with two different sets of needs. They're both posterior single restorations. And I'm going to right-click on the cases, and I'm sorry, Rob taught me a better way. I'm going to click this button right here, which is select orders to upload, and it will send these orders over to the 3Shape Automate option. Now, I had two cases highlighted, so it's going to see both of the cases that I have highlighted, and then it's going to ask me what the turnaround time I want on these cases is. For the sake of brevity, I'm going to go ahead and select 5 minutes here. Most of you would probably only need the 30-minute option at worst, 10 hours option, kind of a standard, and I'm going to say upload. And what it's going to do is it's just going to take the entire case, all the information for these cases, and it's going to send them to the 3Shape Communicate portal for myself. The setup, 3Shape Automate portal. The setup for this, creating the 3Shape Automate account took me less than a minute to get it all set up and going. And then I went to my control panel in my 3Shape system and just put in my login information there. Now, I do want to note, just for everybody who's on here, if you are on a version of dental system that is the year 2020 or lower, you do not have the option to send to Automate like I just did. That option only exists for dental system 2021 and newer. So if you're not sure, or if you know for a fact you don't have that version of dental system, reach out to us or whomever your 3Shape software provider is, their reseller, and ask them to get you updated. That all being said, I also created a scenario here for people who are not on dental system 2021 and for whichever reason don't want to upgrade for 2021. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this case. I'm going to go down here to Advanced, and I'm going to say Export. And what it's going to do is it's going to take this case and it's going to take the complete 3Shape order, put it into a folder, or a file rather. It's going to export it to the location of my choice. For the sake of ease, I'm just going to go with my Downloads folder. And you also have the option, very similar to what you're doing with Argen right now, to just take your case and drag and drop it over to the 3Shape Automate portal. Here's the case that I just exported. I'm going to drag and drop that over here, and it's uploading that case now. So either process works. There's not one or the other that I'd say is necessarily worse. I would say that the first option I showed you all is a little bit faster, a little bit more seamlessly integrated, which makes things much more nice. And now you can see that everything is uploaded. My case is sent for design. You can see that down here. And interestingly enough, one of the two cases that I sent earlier, actually both of the cases that I sent earlier, are already ready for me to review. So I requested a 5-minute design. I think the AI that powers this machine got it done in a substantially shorter amount of time, which is very exciting. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on Review. And what it's going to give me is a series of images, and I'm going to just move the zoom window and make this full screen so everybody can see it in more detail. And it allows me to kind of look around my units. I can see where my margin is marked for this case. I can see a heat map that shows me how far in or out of occlusion I am. Same thing with my contacts. That allows me to make sure my contacts and occlusion are where I want them to be. I can hit next here and continue to review to see how the full contour unit looks against the opposing, against the neighboring teeth. If it wasn't a full arch model, I'd be able to see the lingual side a little bit better. Here it is without the antagonist, so we can see it with better detail. And when I'm satisfied that I've looked at everything, I've got a couple of options. Option one is to reject. Say I'm not satisfied with the design, and I decide I want to do it in-house, send it to full contour, or anything like that. I can just click reject. The key thing to note here is you won't be billed if you hit reject. You only get billed if you hit accept and download CAM. I'm going to say I'm satisfied with this and click accept and download CAM. And we'll talk about this in a minute. We're not going to go into too much detail on accept and download CAM at this point in time. And we're going to review the second case. So we're just going to run through everything once again, make sure we're satisfied with the full contour design, the context, the occlusion, and again, if we're satisfied, click accept and download CAM. Now, what's really interesting about this is rather than going into the website and doing it the manual way, Rob actually probably would have preferred that I showed you the much better way, which is that I could have came over here, selected my case, and clicked on this button right here, and it would have taken me directly to the 3Shape Automate website to look at this case design and approve it. I clicked it just now, it loaded the website right back up and allows me to kind of take a look again, but I've already accepted this one.
Hey, Logan, quick note here, go back. You only get charged once. If you want to re-download the CAM a second or a third time, you're not going to get charged. So you could re-download it to a different PC, and you're never going to get charged a second time you download it. So you pay for it, download it once, and then after that, download as many times as you want. Keep going, though. You're doing great.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks. So the other option I have is, let's say you were satisfied with 95% of the design, but maybe you weren't 100% satisfied with what the marginal ridge looked like or something like that. You do have a couple of options. Now, for Scanbox customers, their options are more limited because you cannot design anything. But for Scanbox customers, you can reject that, send it to full contour or something like that. But if you do have a system that is capable of designing, you can always come back over to Dental Manager and select this option right here, which allows you to download these cases from the Automate website and pull them back into your dental system. Now, again, this is only for customers who have Dental System 2021. But by doing this and downloading the cases and pulling them back into my system, what it's going to do is it's going to update the case status, and now they have a design status. And you can see here that you can see the full design in your 3Shape software. I apologize, my system is no longer a CAD system, so it takes a little longer to load these days. But you could then right-click on this, go into a redesign, make whatever modifications you want before submitting. And submitting your case is just as easy as it's ever been when working with Argen. If you are sending this to us for manufacturing, you've got a couple of options. You can highlight both orders, right-click, go down to Advanced, and say Generate CAM Output. And then you're going to locate your CAM output file, which once it's done generating CAM output, we will move forward. I apologize, full contour folks. I feel like I'm starting to eat up some of your time, so I'll pick up.
No, not at all. This is really, really good. It's important to know. I'll fill some space while Logan's talking. That what Logan is showing you with 3Shape Automate is pure artificial intelligent design. When you interact with 3Shape Automate, you are not interacting with dental technicians. You're interacting with a piece of software, a really advanced AI algorithm. All right, keep going, Logan.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, so it's just taken a quick moment on my end. I apologize.
Oh, no worries. I can burn more time. So some of the things that Automate is really good at is that it's really fast, right? So there are things that Automate can do that Full Contour can't. Automate can design in 5 minutes at scale. We can't do that, right? Dental technicians can't design 100 orders in 5 minutes, but Automate can. And Automate's really good at it. Automate's very consistent. It's an algorithm, so it just follows rules. It just does what it's told all day, every day. It's available 24/7. Automate will design cases on Sunday morning. We won't be designing cases on Sunday morning. We're reading the newspaper and eating our bowl of cereal. But Automate will be there to design for you on Sunday mornings if you really need it to. You mean to burn more time, Logan? Because I can
No,
keep
no,
going.
we're good. I just needed to check something. My site ID has been a little wonky lately, and I wanted to give everybody a much more accurate explanation of what's going on here. So, all right. So I've generated the cam out for my cases, and they've shown up in my cam output folder. So all I need to do is go to my cam output folder. It's probably easier if I just access it by right-clicking on the case, coming down to Advanced, and clicking on Explore Cam. And that'll actually take me to where my two cases are stored, right here and right here. And all I'm going to do is just drag and drop these two cases. So I'll highlight both of them, drag them over to Argen.com, and they'll upload to my account, as simple as that. I could have, if I wanted to, when I did the accept cam and download workflow from the 3Shape Automate website for people who aren't on 2021, this would probably be the upload process that you follow. I would need to drag and drop one of those files onto the Argen webpage. Neither option is better or worse. They both ultimately wind up with things getting there. It is important to note that when you tell the software that you are accepting the design and it automatically downloads that file, you really want to pay attention to the fact that it does include a couple of extra parts to that file, and that is intentional. But they're parts that we may or may not manufacture. So you just want to keep that in mind when you're doing your drag and drop onto Argen.com. What will end up happening is it will accept the 3Shape Automate case, right, the crown that you submitted, but it's also going to export a die file that maybe you don't want. You'll just need to eliminate those from the web. It's pretty straightforward. I'm a big believer in this technology. I think it's super awesome. It's a lot like what Rob was saying. It's very fast. It's about as efficient as you can get. It's super affordable, which, I don't know too many other places I could get, 50 crowns designed in half an hour for, less than $2 each. All of that is stuff to keep in mind. It's also really simple. I think it's hassle-free and it's consistent, right? You're going to get similar designs for similar cases. Your doctors are going to know what to expect from you. There's really is a lot of benefits. You're taking some of the human element out of it, and you're increasing your consistency, in my opinion.